brought to you by absolutely no one who cares. I don't know if you heard this, but I just ran across my radar right around dinner time. We have a first
Okay.
having to come from the NFL. A young man named Carl Nassib. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. The Las Vegas Raiders, excuse me. He became the first NFL player to come out as gay.
Yes, I did hear about that. Yes.
And he is going to pledge, or is pledging 100 grand to the Trevor Project. For those who don't know what the Trevor Project is, Google it. But basically, it's named after, I think, a young man who actually experienced some trauma. I think he ended up paying the price of his life for it. But the Trevor Project also provides crisis intervention, I'm reading here, and suicide prevention services to the LGBTQ community. So that's what the Trevor Project is. I have relatives, well, at least one close relative to me, one of my big cousins, who's gay, and it changes having someone come out to you, not to me, but out to the family.
Mm-hmm.
It changes your perspective. So I mean, cynics can look at it whatever way they want to. We're not here to change their minds, but
No.
I think it serves courage on Carl's part because again, he's a third round. I mean, the guy is not a scrub. He has 20 and a half career sacks in 73 games. Started 37 of those games. He's a third round draft pick out of the Browns in the 2016 draft. He signed a 3-year contract with the Raiders last offseason. And, he was a Big Ten Player of the Year 2015, Penn State grad. And he won the Lombardi Award as the best college football lineman and linebacker in 2015. So he comes with credentials. He's a damn good player, as you know, as far as his pro stats.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not a scrub. So for him to do this, which tells me he has the support of his teammates, because you kind of figured, even though it was a 53-man roster, you're around these guys, especially in position meetings, you're around these guys a lot.
You're around them a lot.
So Kenny Smith said when he was playing NBA, he knew who the players were. He had teammates who were gay. He just never outed them because they didn't want to be out.
Yeah, because it's not their business. It's not our business to know.
Right.
If they choose to come out and let us know, wonderful. But
yes,
I don't care about what your sexual habits are, and I'll get to sexual habits in just a moment. But continue.
But as long as you can play.
Yeah.
If you can play, you can be whatever you want to be, right? So I think obviously, like I said, he had his support of his teammates because they have to know, and his coaching staff, particularly the head coach, John Gruden. So, I mean, trust me when I say, and you probably already figured this, I think a lot of the fans out there already figured this out. When he came out today, it's not like we were the first to know. And I'll leave it at that.
Of course.
His teammates, coaching staff, probably the owner, Mark Davis, who's pretty much like a progressive owner as it was, and his daddy, the great Al Davis, was a trailblazer. Remember, he hired the first female executive.
Mm-hmm.
He hired the first Black coach. He hired the first Latino coach before that.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Flores, who's finally in the Hall of Fame. It took them long enough.
It really did take.
But he got his ass in the Hall of Fame. So good for Tom Flores. But still, so this is a forward-thinking organization.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders. Say what you want about the on-field performance. It's a forward.
I want to say, on-field performance. Say what you want, but in terms of front office
and ownership, thank you,
definitely,
because they were forward thinkers. Even when they were in the AFL, they were one of the first to go after Black players for HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
They were go ahead.
Not just leadership, but in terms of decision making, they were one of the first. Oh my God, that whole documentary of Davis versus the NFL or Davis versus Goodell. Mm-hmm. That is a great 30 for 30 in terms of a history lesson as it pertains to pro sports and them dealing with deals within respective cities, and how Al Davis was kind of the father of that in negotiating deals regardless of how you feel about them, was negotiating deals that would help pro teams move from one city to another.
Yeah, yeah. So he was a very forward-thinking owner. Rest in peace, Al Davis. And props to Mark Davis for, I mean, he was like this during the Colin Kaepernick situation. He did not come out against his players kneeling. He supported them. He's one of the few owners to openly support that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it's a forward-thinking organization. And, you know, when they become good again, that'll be awesome because, I mean, I like them as an organization, even though as a Steelers fan growing up, I didn't like the Raiders as a team, but as an organization, you know, they're one of few progressive-minded organizations in all pro sports.